Leading local today in our top story, putting a spotlight on a concerning disease. The measles outbreak has been growing, now reported in 18 states as well as Washington, D.C., with 2 deaths confirmed. With cases rising and families returning from spring break, there is growing concern about how easily the virus could spread. KX News' Kiona Swift joins us to talk about that. So Kiona, even though with no active cases in North Dakota, what are doctors telling you?
That's right, Joel. There are no active cases here in North Dakota, and none have been reported since 2011. But with families returning from out of state for spring travel, doctors say they could unknowingly bring the virus home.
There are certainly concerns about measles coming to North Dakota or about families who are wanting to travel to other states, especially if you have a young infant. Some of those children aren't old enough yet to receive the measles vaccine, or they have immunodeficiencies present, so we're trying to protect them as well from measles.
Doctors recommend the first dose of MMR vaccine at 12 months and the second before kindergarten. Babies as young as 6 months can get the shot early if needed, but they'll still need both full doses later.
We know that in North Dakota, our immunization rates for children are at 67% right now. That is not enough to be herd immunity. In order to be herd immunity, you have to be in the 90s. And so we are not there.
Health experts say measles are more than just a rash. It can lead to pneumonia, brain swelling, even death.
We don't want to see, though, that 1 out of 1,000 that's going to have encephalitis, or the 1 to 3 out of 1,000 that's going to die from measles, or a rare complication is 7 to 10 years later you can get a panencephalitis from measles. That's what the vaccine is there to do, to prevent that.
The CDC says 2 doses of the MMR vaccine offers strong lifelong protection. And in a year like now, where cases are climbing fast, doctors say it's time to check your records.
Like if you received the vaccine in the early 60s, it's just a different vaccine, right? They've cleaned up the vaccines, they removed some of the antigens, and you actually are exposed to fewer antigens, but more immunogenicity with that, okay? So with that, you could check your titers if you aren't sure. If you are up to date and your measles is adequate, that would be something you could do even as an adult.
The measles rash is the most visible sign, but symptoms often start with a fever, runny nose, and red eyes. Health experts say a person is contagious for 4 days before the rash appears and 4 days after. And because the virus spreads so easily, 97% of unvaccinated people who are exposed to the measles will become infected. Joel?
Kiona, thank you.